What's up guys, it's Prime Tiger here, and I'm going to be speaking about the future of Spider-Man. Now if you don't know what I mean by that, I mean about going down the line of Spider-Man's future. Now before I get into today's video, I want to talk about Spider-Man in general. Now again, this is another live video. It's not live, but I am playing while I am talking. So what do I mean by Spider-Man? Spider-Man to me is one of the most beloved characters, and I know this by everyone. I mean, Spider-Man being everyone's favorite. Well, you can see it in every single chart, so go ahead and look. But why am I going to be talking about the future of Spider-Man? Well, whenever I talk about something about the future is because I think they do have a future. I wouldn't be talking about Attack on Titan if I knew it was going to end, because it is. But most importantly, why I feel it has a future. Well, like I said, Spider-Man is a very beloved character, and it just got its new movie, No Way Home, and that was a very good movie and almost beat Endgame. Of course it didn't, but it almost did. And that's the fact that, you know, this type of thing in Spider-Man movies, and Spider-Man as a character is going to rise in the future. So I'll get into the first topic. And remember, every single thing that I do say is my own opinion. So you guys can disagree with me. I'm not going to tell you guys can't, but I did just want to get that out of the way. Spider-Man movies. We just got No Way Home, and it almost beat Endgame, like I said. But, well, no, there is no but, because the Spider-Man movies are going to get, well, Tom Holland's version of his was announced to get a fourth one. So it's not like we're not going to get a fourth one, which I did think when I watched Spider-Man No Way Home, and I will be putting out my review of it sooner or later. But I really did think that that was the end. Turns out it's not. He's getting his fourth installment, and now it was confirmed that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man will be getting some sort of, movie, or going back to Tom Holland, some sort of thing, because it was said that he does want to still play Spider-Man, and Sony is agreeing. So he is going to get onto that sooner or later. So movies are in packed. Now, I was pretty sure Tobey Maguire isn't, but he could too. So he could be coming back into the future, as my idea is that the next time we see Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and our boy Tom Holland in the same movie, it will be another universe, multiverse break, and then maybe, this is a maybe, we get Miles Morales. Now I know he is in that kind of thing, and see, this is what made me stop this idea, but I just had to speak about it. Miles Morales from a different universe. Now, the reason why I wanted to get on this is because Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse kind of put this into consideration. Now, I know there is a Miles Morales in Tom Holland's universe, so it's not like there isn't. But for me, I feel like that could be it. Or like maybe Gwen Stacy being Spider-Man. A new Spider-Man getting brought into this universe, and that's how every single one comes back. That's my idea on how the other Spider-Mans will come back. Now I know Tobey Maguire might be getting his movie. Everyone's saying it. I mean, not Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield's. So, he might be getting his movie, but I don't know. Wow, I mean, why would you do another movie? It wouldn't take place right after Electro anymore. It would take place right after, Tom Holland's meeting with him. So, where would you go off from that? I don't see any story, but, I could be wrong. I did think that Deadpool 2 would be trash, and, it wasn't. So, I thought that I wouldn't have anything to do anymore. It wasn't. It was good. So maybe I'm just not thinking of ideas here. Now, as we go into, back to movies and how futures are going to span out. Now, we know that Ned is some sort of, magic user, sorcerer, whatever you want to call it, a wizard as they do. He is some sort of stuff with that. Now, I did kind of agree with Tim Kisson here that maybe Ned will become villain. They were pushing it in the movie that he was promising that he wouldn't, and then at the end he never remembered Tahan. But see, the thing I disagree in that video, which go watch it, it's on his channel, you'll find it. It's pretty new. I disagree that MJ would even date Ned. I don't think that's what anyone would be going for. I mean, heck, they may, but I just don't see it. But what I do see is someone taking over his mind. Now, I see this as because I just don't see another way that Ned would ever try and harm anyone. I mean, heck, I think he would know that he is a sorcerer, and he ran into his family. Although I don't know how that really happens. I mean, I'm not really the biggest Marvel fan, so I don't know. But he is a sorcerer, and I'm pretty sure he should remember that. The only thing he should forget is Peter Parker. But my question is, with the Spider-Man movie now, is that would he become a villain? And I definitely think they're pushing it. He's definitely going to become a villain. There's no cap on that. They're pushing it towards it, and now he has forgotten about Peter Parker. So, what is the future of Tom Holland's Spider-Man? We've talked about Andrew Garfield, and we've talked about Tobey Maguire, I think. But Tom Holland's at the end scene of Spider-Man, it was cool to see that he started to really become Spider-Man. Kind of. Like I said, he started to become, well, the Insomniac Spider-Man, if you had to kind of look at it. He got his new suit and a new apartment, and heck, even jumped out the window as the Insomniac Spider-Man did his. It was a cool scene, and you can see that there was obviously a time change. As you can see, snow was on the ground now. So I think it did go through maybe a couple of months or a year. It could have. I really don't care about that. What I do care about is how it's setting up a new Spider-Man 4, which I didn't expect was going to happen. As I said, another reason why I didn't really expect that is because I thought it was supposed to be a Spider-Man trilogy. That's not what we're getting anymore. We're getting Spider-Man 4. Now, I don't know if they're going to keep going with the home thing, which it is probably not going to happen. What would it be called? Just at home? I really don't care. But I know it's probably not going to, because I feel like that should be the Tom Holland type, what would you call it? Like, what would it be? Past Parker or something like that, and this would be the new Parker. And all grown up Spider-Man now going out into the world. Now, I don't know what he was doing in that end credit scene. I think maybe that was only for it to look cool while he was swinging out. Although I can't really tell if he stayed in New York. I mean, he most likely did. I don't know if I'm saying that. But I'm just saying, we all know Spider-Man in New York. And he was kind of talking about moving away, and I don't know if the place he was trying to move away in wasn't New York, but it kind of scared the crap out of me. I was like, well, what is he doing? So he might have moved there. Now, like I said, that place could be in New York, so I can't really remember what place he said, but he was talking about a place he wanted to move to. So that place could be in New York, and he just moved to a different place, but I'm pretty sure that place that he wanted to move to is the place he moved to in the ending scene. So like I was saying, I think Tom Holland does have a future of Spider-Man. If they're going to give him a 4, I think the 4th movie and the 5th movie and the 6th movie will be its own trilogy, like I said, New Parker or something like that, and the other 3 were the past Parker. It would be really cool to kind of see him like grow up through times and get to know this character and see another 4th movie, which I really wanted to see. Now, another thing I wanted to get about on the movies was Miles Morales. Now, I don't know why he calls himself Spider-Man. We have like Spider-Gwen here. He could like call him, you know, Spider-Miles. I really don't know what he could have called himself. He is Spider-Man. Now, here is what gets me about the Miles Morales' character. I think, now this could be crazy, Miles Morales is like dad and crap and his like, you know, place there, his pops and stuff like that. It could just be on the 6th movie of Spider-Man. Spider-Man gives him the knowledge of, you know, with great with great power comes great responsibility, right? But my idea is on New Parker trilogy. Let's just keep going with this New Parker trilogy theory. This New Parker trilogy, at the 6th movie, Spider-Man might actually die as he's, you know, getting older and he dies. This is kind of the storyline of Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse, if you kind of think about it like that. Now, why do I say this? Spider-Man would die, and that would be basically kind of the Aunt May. Now, I know Miles Morales is kind of different with Prowler being his uncle and him dying. Now, that could happen, but I just think Spider-Man dying would be, you know, kind of, you know, the lid. Because I think in the 4th movie, I mean, not the 4th movie, the 5th movie, he would meet Miles Morales, you know, swing around with him. 6th movie, he would die. And then, as I was saying, Miles Morales is Spider-Man. He takes up the mantle of being Spider-Man, as now takes over the entire series and calls it the new trilogy of the Miles Morales trilogy. I would like to see that as it's like an entire storyline of like you know, entire arcs, you know how animes are, entire arcs. I really would like to see that. That's just a theory of what could happen in the future. It really might not. It could end on literally the 4th movie, and that's it for me. But we all know not Spider-Man, but Miles Morales is going to be coming into the MCU. It's obvious. He got mentioned in Homecoming, and we saw his uncle, which is kind of weird in a way, which I'll explain. The reason why it's kind of weird is because I just don't see that guy being the Prowler. Now, I know, anyone could be it, but that guy that played him, now I forget his name, but the guy who played him just didn't really seem like Prowler to me. I think after seeing, you know, Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse's Prowler, that's what I kind of see in it. So, I mean, we've seen multiple different looking people, so, you know, he could be the Prowler. I don't really care. But, it just seemed like he wasn't really the Prowler yet, is what I'm basically trying to get at. Because he was getting guns and didn't see Spider-Man coming at all, so it really just seemed like he was just getting guns. You would think a man that's like Prowler wouldn't be really needing guns, but he got guns. So I think he's not really the Prowler yet in that story. Now, I don't know how old Miles Morales is because they don't really state it, but I also don't know how old Peter Parker is supposed to be when Miles Morales becomes Spider-Man. So I can't really tell when or things going to happen. I can only really tell you when, you know, when that guy's gonna become Prowler, which obviously I think in 4th movie here, I'm going to say Spider-Man, now this is just a little theory, Spider-Man's going to fight the Prowler. 5th movie, he finds Miles Morales, or, you know, at the end movie, or even in the 5th movie, he fights Prowler, and then, you know, Miles Morales' story, they swing together, I don't know. And then, like I said, in this movie, he dies. But I think in the fourth movie he might fight the Prowler, as I'm pretty sure we saw Peter Parker's entire school life in the past Parker trilogy, which I'm going to refer to as past Parker trilogy as Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. But I'm pretty sure we saw his entire school life. Now, I know that Peter Parker, I think, might go to a college. I don't know. I think he doesn't, but hey, let's just put it there. It really just seems like he'll fight the Prowler, meet Miles Morales, and that's where you get, you know, the Miles Morales scenes, and then we have Miles Morales as a character. Now, that's what I believe in. Like I said, I don't really know for sure if, you know, he'd even fight the Prowler, but it seems like since he was even introduced into it, it just seems like he would be a Prowler in the MCU. So I'm just saying, because I mean, why else would they introduce Prowler into the MCU and not use him? He is still a villain, yes, to Miles Morales, but like I said, Spider-Man will die, and then we get Prowler and Miles Morales. So just wanted to say the future of Spider-Man movies, my theory of where they're going. But this was Prime Tiger here. Remember, I'm not here for subscribes, I'm here for fun, and I'm hoping you liked this video because I really tried, and hoping you had a great time. And have a great day. Peace out.